Welcome back, everybody. This is the second installment on the series of Understanding How Money Works. This video will be discussing compound interest. Before we get started, make sure you all click the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And also, if you're enjoying our content, make sure you give us the thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm, and it helps allow other people to be able to find our channel and to see our videos as well. Now, let's get started. To understand compound interest, you must first understand why it's important and how it works. Then later on, we'll discuss how we can utilize it and make it work for you. So, before we get started, let's first refresh. Let's talk about the wealth formula. The wealth formula is simply this: money compounded over time equals wealth. Money compounded over time equals wealth. So you have to get the money first. You have to have some money coming in. That's pretty self-explanatory. Everybody knows how to make money in some form or another. You need your seed. That's your seed. The second thing you need, and what we'll be talking about today, is the compounding agent, which is compounded interest, and how it works over a period of time. And by understanding this is the first and most necessary step necessary to building financial wealth. So let's get into it. To understand compound interest, you must first understand the rule of 72. Now, Albert Einstein was credited for creating it, but I'm not for sure how true that actually is, but he did call it the eighth wonder of the world. Reason being is because it's extremely effective into better understanding exactly how compound interest works and what you can expect from it. So, how it works is simply this. You take 72, you divide it by your compound rate of return, and that's how many years it takes for your money to double. So let's take, for example, we have $10,000 to start, okay? And let's say in the first example, we're going to have a 4% rate of return. So if we plug it into our formula, it's 72 divided by 4, and you get 18, which means it's 18 years for your money to double. So if we had that $10,000, it would take 18 years for that $10,000 to turn into $20,000. And if left untouched, it would take another 18 years, so 36 years total, for that $10,000 to turn into $40,000. You see what I did? 10,000, 18 years goes to 20,000. Another 18 years of 20,000 turns into 40,000. 36 years total, 10,000 turns into 40,000. Okay? Now, that's fine and good. Let's look at what happens if you have a slightly higher rate of return. Let's look at 8%. Plug it into the formula. You have 72 divided by 8. Now it only takes 9 years for your money to double. So if we had the same $10,000, and of course I like to use the same common multiplier. When you learn in 3rd and 4th grade math, they teach you about common multipliers. It's a good way to see how things really stack up against each other. So we're going to use 36 years and across the board on all of these examples. So back to this 8%, 72 divided by 8, 9 years for your money to double. You have that $10,000. It would take 9 years for that $10,000 to turn into $20,000. It would take another 9 years without touching it for that $20,000 to turn into $40,000. By year 27, by year 27, that 40,000 would turn into 80,000. And then in that last 9 years, by year 36, that 80,000 turns into $160,000. So before I proceed with the next example, let's take a look at a refreshing on what that 4% was versus what that 8% was. In 36 years, $10,000 at a 4% compounded rate of return gives you $40,000. At just 8%, which is a twice as high compound rate of return, you don't get double in 36 years. You actually have 4 times the amount, because instead of it doubling twice over a 36-year period, it now had a chance to double 4 times. Okay, you see how that works? And that's why the time is important in it too. And I'll talk about that a little later. But instead of that 40,000, you now have 160,000, which is a $120,000 difference just between getting 8% over 36 years versus 4% over 36 years. Now, what if you could get 12% compounded rate of return? Well, let's take a look. 72 divided by the 12% compound rate of return, that means it takes only 6 years now for your money to double. So if you had that same $10,000, and we're gonna use the same multiplier of 36 years, it now, and you all can feel free to do the math on your own, in 36 years, it now had a chance to double 6 times, which means if it doubled 2 times, you'd be at 40,000. If it doubled 4 times, you'd be at 160,000. If it doubles 6 times, you'll be at 640,000. Now, would you rather have the 40,000, the 160,000, or the 640,000? I think it's a no-brainer. I think you all say, well, obviously. That's the difference between 4%, 8%, and 12%. So now that you understand how that works, clearly we know we want to get the highest compound rate of return, because the higher it is, the fewer years it takes for our money to double. So we want to find vehicles that will allow us to get the greatest compounding rate of return on our investments, on our money, so that we can grow and be more secure in our future. Okay? So with that being said, that is your compounding agent. That is your compound rate of return. That is the key element, one of the key elements to the wealth formula. So again, now you have the money, which you already understand. Now you understand how compound interest works. And then you just have to give it time, because check this out. If you go just one step further on that 12% compound rate of return, and you wait just another 6 years, that $640,000 now turns into $1.28 million. That's how compound interest really works. Okay, so I hope this video really helped you all out. I hope it gives you all something to look into. If you all are looking for vehicles that can get you all 8, 10, 12% rate of returns, please feel free to reach out. I have some great ideas for you, some vehicles that you can put your money into that have been performing at that. And I think it's always best to talk to a professional and find out what is really available for you. Don't go at it on your own. Talk to a professional, get some education, and learn what you're doing before you start investing your hard-earned money or start putting your money out there. My information, you can look us up on the website at www.futurefocusedfinancials.com. That's future, focused with an ED, financials with an S, futurefocusedfinancials.com. Feel free to look us up and contact us if you'd like. Either myself or one of my trained financial professionals will discuss more with you, any questions that you have. Also, if you all have any concerns, questions, or any quick thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll respond to those as well. And with that, remember always, be blessed, stay blessed, and always be a blessing to others. See you on the next video.